I'm on the $3,000 per month one
Got it.
right now.
3K a month. So you're working up to 3K a month.
Yeah.
Good.
So literally on the 12th, I had just locked in $1,500 in fees,
Let's go.
which I was pretty happy
So
about,
1,200 for
and
the month so
some
far.
1,500 for the month
1,500. So
on
you're
the 12th.
awesome. So you might hit the 3K this month and level up. Cool.
Yeah, I just might. But part of it was strategy, and you want to know one thing? I sometimes get ahead of myself because I feel like from time to time I'll hit a brick wall and I'll see something from one of the videos that you post. I'm like, oh my God, why can't I figure this out? And then I look back at the quest and I'm like, oh, that's like the next thing,
Sweet.
focus on that. So it's really interesting and I want to get better so I can join the advanced group, but then I want to get on the fast track. I think that'll
Sweet.
be cool too.
Sweet.
But in time. And so that's why I'm trying to study and invest in myself as much as I can so I can help the others around me. Thanks, man. It's kind of surreal to kind of be here. Um, I remember first seeing your channel and coming together, and I just remember trying to wrap my head around what crypto and DeFi is. Um, and it is just so interesting because my only exposure were just ROI Dapps. I was brand new into the crypto space, and so I didn't know what DeFi was. Yeah, so I was in that for a few months. I think I found some just weird ROI DApp stuff, and it was awful. It was exciting because I thought I was making money for real doing something. And then, rug pulled, and I had to really reconcile with myself. And that's exactly how I started 2024 with that rug pull. And so I said, holy crap, man, you got to figure out who you are and what you're doing. But I believed in the space. I just didn't know how to navigate it. And then I found your channel.
Got
I
it.
don't think that was coincidental.
Got it.
To answer your question though, like what do I do now? I think when I was first learning about full range versus concentrated liquidity, I started playing with a lot of concentrated stuff almost too aggressively because I didn't fully go through all my education yet. But I remember before I joined the UIG, I had seen you show aperture, and I tried to figure out what it was. And somehow I fumbled into a position, but I didn't understand what it was and what I was doing, and I was rebalancing, and I almost, I think, just completely closed out that whole position just
Got it.
by. But then I said, all right, let me learn about this, and so then that's when I eventually joined and
Cool.
learned from those mistakes. So I will say I'm a hands-on learner, and there's no way to learn like losing money. That's not that's not a fun way to do it. And then I think I was trying to run after a bunch of high APY type
This is the
things.
path.
So you want to know what's interesting? I don't know why, maybe for me, but I feel like you've mentioned a lot of things over and over again, and at different months, it's landed for me. Not to overcomplicate things, number one. Number two, have a manageable portfolio. So I have three positions right now, but then I take my proceeds. So I instead of having multiple positions, I went in heavy into what I believe in.
Yep.
And I will take my proceeds and my appreciation from that, and then I will do lending, staking, different things like that.
I like it.
So
That's
it's
what I do.
pretty interesting.
That's awesome. So good.
So with that being said, I'm trying to create a loop. So whatever profits I do have, lend on it, create that yield on yield. And that makes a lot more sense to me now. But I didn't understand that
Got it.
for some time. I heard it, but I didn't really understand it. And
Got it.
then the other thing that's been like a hard-hitting truth for me as well is treating this like a business. And I can't imagine you trying to operate something, but you don't know how much product you have coming in and out of the door. So you have to keep copious notes about exactly what's going on. So when I started tracking my P&L and starting to understand how much of a swing that this pool could have on a daily basis, I knew what to expect. And then that gave me the ability to project and then figure out if I want to stay in this play, if I want to move some cash around, or if I knew that a short-term pump might be coming, to lock in some of those gains because I know a pullback would come, and then I could redeploy that just so I could have a larger
Dude,
position.
we're like
So
twins. We do the same
it,
exact thing. I
I,
love it.
I'm gonna say I've been trying to learn from you and
Got it.
what you do, and I really believe in that. And you want to know what's cool, man?
Yes, I do.
Boom.
Pretty good.
Um, I'm on my second read. I finished
So
reading it
good.
and I'm reading it again. It made me emotionally uncomfortable the first time I read it.
So good.
And so the second time I'm reading it through, I'm trying to implement more. But it's been so cool because I was scared to sink my teeth into some of the plays, and I was kind of doing DeFi, but it wasn't until I kind of expanded my ability to say, hey, this is potentially something revolutionary for you in your life and what this can mean for your family. Um, it wasn't until I kind of got over that glass ceiling, or got through it rather, did I really get uh, honed into the zone, and I started to see my profits increase.
So
I was scared, and it was scared because of my prior experience. I didn't
sure.
want to be rugged. I had a lot of fear, but I said, do you believe in this? Do you think there's actual profits to be made here? And so I forget, I was watching this one video on YouTube. There was this one real estate investor, but he said something, scared money doesn't make money. And
Mm,
so that really landed with me. And I said,
we'll quote that.
sheesh, yeah, I was scared. And
Yeah,
because I was scared, I wasn't able to be profitable.
so
And
good.
so then I said, I'm not gambling here. I have to look at this as an investor and as a business, and nothing is 100%. But if I believe in myself and my homework and what I'm learning, then it'll land. So I'm sorry. I hope I'm not
Dude,
rambling,
we
but
gotta like, I gotta like,
but I will say, I think out of all the calls throughout the week, my most favorite one, and I listen to the replays, just because my Mondays are crazy. The Monday mindset, I think those are the ones that I feel like are
so
almost like
good.
spiritual healing, man. I'm like, this is exactly what I needed to hear because it reframes the way that I look at things. And I think I just finished reading a book not too long ago. It's called The One Thing,
Yep. Yep.
and it talked about something. There's a purpose for your money. We can't take any of this when we go. So the purpose of the money and the wealth that we're trying to generate, it's called funded contentment. So it unfortunately we have to have a cost for life. But if we don't have the currency to finance that, then we won't have any passion behind the money that we're trying to put together. And hearing that and then sinking my teeth into this was bananas. I'm just so happy. And I forget, what's his name? Justin?
Yes,
Paul?
Justin P.
Justin P. Okay, there was a P. All right, cool. Yeah, watching his story as well and listening to his replay the other week. You have a knack. You're a leader, man. Let me tell you something. You're really cool at and I'm finding people that have the skills, enhancing them, and then helping them to deliver that to the community is a level of leadership that is uncommon,
Thanks,
and that
man.
is super cool, man.